Good morning, everyone. Please be seated. Welcome to DSU this morning. Thank you for making it. We're grateful to have you here to celebrate the achievements of your friends, family, loved ones. I'm Mark Hawks. I'm Dean of Graduate Studies here at DSU. We welcome you to the Master's and Doctorate Hooding Investiture Ceremony. The term investiture originates from the Latin word vestus, meaning robe, and refers to the formal conferring of an insignia, in this case the academic hood on our shoulders, symbolizing the recipient's scholarly achievement. This ceremony is a special opportunity for each graduate to be individually recognized for their hard work, dedication, and sleepless nights. We invite you to share this meaningful celebration and hope you'll enjoy the occasion. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce my friends on the stage. We have Dr. Stacy Berry, Dean Mary Bell, Dean of the Beacom College of Computer and Cyber Sciences, Dr. Berry, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Doreen Bennett, Dean of the College of Business and Information Systems, Dr. David DeYoung, Dean of the College of Education and Human Performance, Dr. Rebecca Hoy, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs, Dr. Pete Hazing, Associate Vice President of Research and Economic Development, and today's speaker, Dr. Austin O'Brien, Associate Professor and Chair of the Department of Computer Science, Dr. Deb Tech, Associate Professor and Chair of the Department of Business, Dr. June Liu, Professor of Information Systems, Dr. Youssef Harath, Assistant Professor of Information Systems, and Dr. Omar El Gayar, Professor of Information Systems. Now we can applaud. To assist in today's hooding ceremony, we have Miss Abby Chowning. Abby, you are present close by. Wave your hand, you'll see her soon. Thank you. And in the audience, I believe we have President Griffiths. She's here somewhere. Won't ask her to stand, but oh, there she is, back in her favorite spot, away from the limelight. We love her and grateful for all she has done for graduate studies. Could I have our DSU faculty here who are joining us in the audience please stand? DSU faculty, anyone? Oh, you guys are so shy. We're going to give you a round of applause anyway. Now I'd like to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Peter Hazing. Dr. Hazing has served at DSU's research enterprise for 10 years. I've been that long? Yeah. Holy moly. He was hired as Director of Sponsored Programs, and now he is our Associate Vice President for Research and Economic Development. Dr. Hazing was trained at Florida State University as an ethnomusicologist. Ethnomusicologists study how music plays a function in people's lives, their societies, shapes their culture, reflects their values. In Dr. Hazing's case, he did his doctoral research on Uganda's traditional healers and musicians. He published a book in 2021 and produced a media short, which was an award-winning documentary about Ugandan music. You may ask, why is an ethnomusicologist speaking at our graduate hooding ceremony today? Fair question. Let me tell you. Who would be better qualified to explain why we celebrate your graduation by wearing strange robes with strange hoods laid over our shoulders, slowly plodding from place to place while mysterious music plays? Dr. Pete Hazing will explain that to us. Pete's how many faculty support their research and experiences for students, while he continues to work as a musician, performing frequently around South Dakota, western Minnesota. He supports medical humanities education at the University of South Dakota Sanford School of Medicine. We converted him into a full-time research administrator. We're immensely better for it. I present to you Dr. Pete Hazing.
Thanks so much, Dr. Hawks. The question about how an ethnomusicologist ended up working at a place like Dakota State University is a really good one, but I'm not the one you have to ask. You have to ask Mark, because he's the one who hired me. So thanks for giving me a chance, Dr. Hawks, and thank you to you and Provost Hoy and President Griffiths, and to all the families and faculty and fans of these graduates. And I count myself among those fans. It's a privilege to celebrate your success with you, in as much as it was a privilege to work with you in the classroom and to learn from you. Today's a really special day. I remember my own hooding day very well, in which the speaker encouraged us as graduates to, quote, be an artist, be a scientist, and strongly implied that we should refuse to choose between the two, instead pursuing art and science with both with the same focused verve. And I remember thinking at the time, what a great idea. I had just finished training in this weird social science field that was focused on the arts, and I was delighted that a speaker from a wet lab science field thought it was a good idea to be both an artist and a scientist. So I'll give you a twist on that here at the end. But as a musician trained in ethnomusicology, I have tried every day of my career to do precisely that, to engage in both the art and science of my field. And I hope it's as rewarding for you in cybersecurity and information science and the other fields in which you're graduating today as it has been for me. I want to introduce you to a framework to guide that journey in what I hope are a few useful ways. This framework came to me from a professor of music education who got into one of the world's most prestigious conservatories as a trumpeter only because he wanted to know that he could, and then decided to pursue a very different path, more consistent with his long-term vision for his career and life. I always thought that was a move that took more than courage. It required him to know his priorities really well and to have the conviction to act on them, which are two different things equally important. Having since met several burned out conservatory graduates, I would hazard it might have saved his career too. Today I'm passing along a version of that framework that he introduced to me. I'm going to call it 4 Key Questions to Pursue Vocational Meaning and Impact. And it has to do with that part of our institutional mission, which is about living lives of meaningful service and purpose. I'm paraphrasing, of course. So the 4 questions: what do you want to do? Where do you want to live? How much money do you want to make? And what do you want to be called? What do you want to do? Where do you want to live? How much money do you want to make? What do you want to be called? And I'm going to add a 5th at the end as well. What you want to do is probably what you've spent most of your time in school thinking about. It's certainly what I spent most of my time in school thinking about, and it's the one that I thought was the most important, not only while I was in school, but for at least a few years after that. And then I had kids and everything changed. And in the best possible way, my children upended my life and reorganized my priorities. And so as we explore these 4 questions that will become 5, one of the things you have to think about is how those priorities will change, how you will rank them, how much emphasis you will put on each at various points in your life. But thinking about the group of questions will make you focused and purposeful about how you order those priorities. What you want to do isn't just what you do at work. It's also how you split your time, how many hours of sleep you get a night, what kind of fishing you like to do, or whatever. In my case, my hobbies are all musical, and I've come to fishing late and only after moving to South Dakota, and I'm terrible at it, but I like it anyway. What you want to do also includes what the impact of that work is in the world. And hopefully you've spent some time at DSU. We try to cultivate some time for you to think about that. What you want to do also relates to the question of where you want to live. And I don't just mean what kind of dwelling you want to live in. I also mean, where is your office? Is it close to the bathroom? Does that matter to you? I had a graduate colleague whose kidneys didn't work very well. I counted myself lucky at that point that it didn't have to be as important to me as it was to her. Where do you want to live is also intimately connected to what you want to do in terms of the kind of office environment or the kind of field environment that you're in. For me, for the longest time, I wanted nothing to do with sitting at a desk. I wanted to be out in the field. I had colleagues who did archival research, which is not quite as dark and in a cave as operating in a secure compartmentalized information facility, but it's close. And I had to do a little bit of it during my field work, and I was so bored. I was so bored. I couldn't handle it. I had to be with people. I had to be playing music. I had to be out in the field. So what you want to do and where you want to live are also about who you're interacting with. They turn out to be really important to your long-term happiness. I used to think how much money I wanted to make wasn't that important, and then I had kids, and it turned out to be pretty important. I used to think that what I wanted to be called wasn't that important, and I probably still think that's not that important. But it was connected to that other question about how much money I wanted to make, and I had kids, and it was important. But what you want to be called is also about how people show respect to you at work, and how you return that respect, and what kind of community you live in. For myself, I decided a long time ago I wanted to live in a community of lifelong learners. At some point in all of these questions, you'll have to decide not only what rank order you put them in, but what things you're unwilling to change, what things you're unwilling to compromise on. So as a young person, somebody I greatly admired, who's a pianist, somebody I played in a lot of groups with and respected deeply, he advised me to resist influence from other people and to listen to my own song. And that was good advice, but he's also now a confirmed bachelor, and he's profoundly lonely despite his many accomplishments. He's a conservatory graduate. He plays piano music that's written for more like 3 or 4 or maybe 10 people. He can do a lot, but the meaning that it's brought to his life is rung, for me, would have rung hollow. I don't know about him. I haven't asked him about that. I've had the privilege of influence and of opening myself to influence from a really wide variety of people and sources from around the world, and that's made my life that much richer. One of the things that's kept me at Dakota State University is that a career in lifelong learning means that I get to learn every single day from all these folks and all the fields that they work in. I get to be a novice over and over and over and over again. And at some point, I decided I really liked that process. I really liked being on the cusp of learning something that was entirely new to me, and understanding that there was someone out there who had spent their life becoming an expert in that, just as you have become an expert in your respective fields and those topics that you've written theses on. So you get to decide whom you're willing to let in and how far those folks will go to influence you. And it's far more important to choose wisely about that influence than it is to block them all out entirely, I would argue. So a take-home point, beyond these guiding questions then, to stimulate some thinking about your next steps. How rapidly can you tolerate change? There's an old saw out there that says leadership is the ability to lead people through change at a rate that they can tolerate. And if you look around at some of the leaders on the dais, we have folks here who have brought Dakota State University through enormous change in relatively little time, but they've done so in a way that the people around them feel valued and respected and can be contributors, significant contributors to the objectives on those teams. Several people have said of Louis Armstrong, a national treasure of a jazz artist who became an enormous popular figure in the 1960s and 70s and beyond, that he had come from nothing and gained everything without hurting anyone. He had come from nothing and gained everything without hurting anyone. That's a tremendous example to live up to. So what are you unwilling to change? And as you discern and decide, as you pursue lives of positive purpose and consequence, let me give you a version for DSU of the artist and scientist piece that I started with. Be a technologist. Be a humanist. Refuse to choose between the two, and the people around you will certainly feel respected. And as the old African proverb goes, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. Congratulations, class of 2026, to all of you, and go Trojans.
Thank you, Dr. Hazing. Grateful for those wise words. I now ask that Miss Abby Chowning bring our graduate students forward.
Will the candidates from the Beacom College of Computer and Cyber Sciences, Doctor of Philosophy, Computer Science, please come forward? Kofi Regis Oswald Adohinson, hooded by Dr. Yusuf Harath and Dr. Austin O'Brien. Jennifer L. Schulte, hooded by Dr. Austin O'Brien and Dr. Mary Bell. Will the candidates from the Beacom College of Computer and Cyber Sciences, Doctor of Philosophy and Cyber Defense, please come forward? L.D. Herrera, hooded by Dr. Mark Hawks and Dr. Mary Bell. This hood also represents his College of Business and Information Systems Master of Business Administration and General Management degree, completed concurrently with his doctoral degree. Will the candidates from the Beacom College of Computer and Cyber Sciences, Doctor of Philosophy and Cyber Operations, please come forward? Alex Wallman, hooded by Dr. Mark Hawks and Dr. Mary Bell. Will the candidates from the College of Business and Information Systems, Doctor of Philosophy and Information Systems, please come forward? Angel Blanchard, Analytics and Decision Support, hooded by Dr. Omar El Gayar and Dr. Doreen Bennett. Victor Olatoy Ishola, Analytics and Decision Support, hooded by Dr. Jun Liu and Dr. Doreen Bennett. Lord Beckline, Cybersecurity, hooded by Dr. Omar El Gayer and Dr. Doreen Bennett. Harsha Samangi, Analytics and Decision Support, hooded by Dr. Jun Liu and Dr. Doreen Bennett. Will the candidates from the Beacom College of Computer and Cyber Sciences, Master of Science in Artificial Intelligence, please come forward to be hooded by Dr. Mark Hawks and Dr. Mary Bell? Mason Robert Dana. Komel Subash More. Wyatt Dwayne Olson. Will the candidates from the Beacom College of Computer and Cyber Sciences, Master of Science in Computer Science, please come forward to be hooded by Dr. Hawks and Dr. Austin O'Brien? Colin Lee Brueggemann, Cyber Operations. Cole Michael Drumheller, Artificial Intelligence. Lucas Haar, Artificial Intelligence. Samuel Kiefer Kampschoff, Artificial Intelligence. Derek Manzella, Cyber Operations. Franklin Parker. Ashton Alvin Roosh, Cyber Operations. Blake T. Schmidt. Chase N. Sturwald. Will the candidates from the Beacom College of Computer and Cyber Sciences, Master of Science in Cyber Defense, please come forward to be hooded by Dr. Hawks and Dr. Mary Bell? Peyton M. Anderson, Technical. Alexander Tristan Billy, Security Management and Compliance. Ibram Ashraf Helmi Ibrahim, Technical. Amelia Rebecca Faith Goheen, Technical. Kevin Goins, technical. Nikhil Kayasta, technical. Noah Krull, technical. Aiden James Larson, technical. Alyssa Nicole May, technical. Jacob David Page, Security Management and Compliance. Joshua David Pallister. Robbie Prajapati, technical. Anna Pratt, technical. Angela Rose Slattery, technical. Tanner Lance Stevens, technical. Julie Ann Wilson, technical. Will the candidates from the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Business Administration, and General Management please come forward to be hooded by Dr. Hawks and Dr. Deb Tech? Blake D. Duran. Curtis Rodney Flint. Garrett Soren Leaseth. Samuel Richard Olson. Will the candidates from the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Science in Analytics and Applied Artificial Intelligence please come forward? Ashley Danielle Beacom. Amy L. Collins. Sneha Kachawa. Benjamin Ryan Luce. Tarun Pedavan Katapagari. Oirun Porovdorj. Helena Iona Roll. Justin Tyler Tamandong. Sarah Zara Strader. Will the candidates from the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Science in Health Informatics and Information Management, please come forward? Anita Bharadwaj. Will the candidates from the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Science in Information Systems, please come forward? Sullivan Anye Ade, Cybersecurity. Brian Christopher Cole, Cybersecurity. Lindsay Eileen Crow, General. Michelle Lee Elkin, Data Management. Aniket Jha, Analytics. Akash Karki, Cybersecurity. Will the candidates from the College of Education and Human Performance, Master of Science in Education and Educational Technology please come forward to be hooded by Dr. Hawks and Dr. David DeYoung? Kathleen Wava Ballinger, Educational Technology. Carrington Rose Entringer, Educational Technology. Resty Florendo Capuz, Computer Science and Cyber Education. Andrew Nicholas Griffin, Computer Science and Cyber Education. Charla Catherine Krell. Tane Harvey Mitchell, Educational Technology. Lindsay Renee Tellinghusen. Sydney Ray Waldner, Educational Technology.
All right, there we have it. How a big round of applause for our graduates. Good job. All of us on this stage and many others celebrate your achievement in this important milestone in your life. I'd like to take just a moment to acknowledge all of the people who help us from International Programs Office, the Registrar's Office, the Graduate Office, the Provost's Office. We know you. We know what you've done. Thank you so much. I ask that our guests remain seated until the platform and graduates have left the auditorium. Have a few minutes for pictures and visiting, but our commencement exercises will be held across the street promptly at 10:30. Be sure you're lined up ready to go. Thank you for joining us, and have a great day.